Num num. Ooh, damn. It's getting chilly in here. Should probably put on a sweater. Sweater. Ooh. My giraffe skin. Now that's what I'm talking about. Nice and cozy. Let's play some Minecraft. Welcome back, everyone. Today we're finally gonna make the iconic faux fur chain link scarf. I've seen these on TikTok about a year ago and was dying to make one, but completely forgot about it. Thankfully, the Pinterest algorithm has been algorithming because I've been seeing them all over my feed for the past month. And since winter is just around the corner, we are gonna give this craft a try. Let's get started. To start things off, you will need at least 1 yard of fabric. I recommend 2 yards to be safe, or if you want it extra long. When it comes to fabric in this day and age, it just makes the most sense to me to buy it secondhand. There's just so much fabric every year that ends up in landfills, so please do your best to check thrift stores before buying any type of fabric brand new. But unfortunately, to be honest, faux fur is rather hard to find at thrift stores. So if you're going to a fabric store just this once, no worries, I will look away and pretend like I didn't see anything. Fortunately, I lucked out with this one as I got this huge roll of giraffe print faux fur for only 25 bucks from some random guy on the internet. From what I remember, he was downsizing his fabric collection, so I ended up with this roll and a tiger print one for only $50 in total. That might seem like a lot for faux fur, but in Canada, it's not. This was an absolute steal. It has been sitting in my basement for quite some time though. I just never knew what to do with it. But once I saw a picture of the scarf, I just knew it was time to summon this roll of fabric from the nether. For the pattern, I just cut out a rectangle 6" by 20", place it on the bad side of the fabric, and trace it out. No need to add seam allowance. Before you go ahead and prep all your pieces though, make sure these measurements are right for you. I just wanted to make sure each link was thick enough to cover my neck so I can actually be warm when using it. Yes, in making this outrageously impractical scarf, I tried my best to be practical with it. Once you're happy with the size, trace and cut it out 15 times. Now, if you are taller than me, which you most likely are, that extra yard of fabric will come in handy, as you can just cut out a couple more panels to make a couple more links. For those of you who have used faux fur fabric before, you know how insanely messy cutting it gets, especially if you're working with long hair fur. A neat little trick I like to use to minimize the fur fallout is to toss those large fabric scissors aside and instead grab some snips. This will allow you to control the lengths of your cut. Instead of cutting your faux fur all the way through, you want to only cut the fabric the fur is attached to. Of course, there will still be some hairs or fluff or fur that will come off, but in the long run, trust me, this is the way to do it. Of course, if your cat is sitting in the wrong spot, make sure to tap its little buttocks so he can take his rightful place of being completely in your way. Once you've got your pieces cut out, don't forget to show it off with a little strut, strut, strut. Then off to the machine we go. We're going to use 2 different methods to create the chain links. First being the tube method and the second the scrunchie method. Let me explain. For the tube method, fold the long ends together, good side to good side, then straight stitch that one side down, leaving two sides open. It's exactly how it sounds, just make a tube. For the scrunchie method, you want to fold the short ends together, good side to good side. Straight stitch that one side together. Do your best to open up the seam allowance with your fingers, trim your threads, then fold like so. Essentially, you're wrapping one side in like a burrito, stitching the outer side down continuously while pulling it through at the bottom until you reach about 2 to 3 inches of your start line, as you want an opening to bag it out. Once you've got that done, you'll have an opening like this, so just fold in the raw edges and straight stitch that opening down. If you're still confused about the burrito-like scrunchie method, no worries. I put a link down below of a nice and simple tutorial. If you're still confused after watching the tutorial, just make all your chain links the tube way. I just think the scrunchie method gives a nicer finish, but if you don't want to stress about the little details, just tube it up. But for me, in total, I ended up stitching 7 of the panels using the tube method and 8 panels the scrunchie way. Since these tubes are so wide, instead of using a safety pin to turn these inside out, you can just turn the fabric in on itself like so. Da 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 da. Just keep pushing it through. And then you just pull it out on the other side. Bam! Once you've got all 15 pieces prepped, it's time to link them together. Grab one of the tubes and thread in 2 of the scrunchie pieces. Fold in the seam allowance on one side, tuck the other side in, then straight stitch that down. One more time, but close up. You want to fold in the raw edges on one side, tuck the other end into the side you just folded, then straight stitch it down. Nice and simple. Repeat that step until every piece is linked together. Honestly, the thickness of the fabric did stress my machine out quite a bit though, so if you're not comfortable on the machine, I suggest you do it by hand. It'll take much longer, but at least you and your machine will stay safe. All right, time for the reveal in 3, 2, 1. No notes.
No notes?
I have no notes for this project. I literally can't stop fiddling with it. It's just so fun to wear. I wore this a ton over the holidays and it was an absolute hit. Everyone was asking where I got it, trying it on, just having an absolute blast with it. I definitely need this in more colors though, so hopefully the thrift store gods will blast me on my next trip with some more cute faux fur. That's all for this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. I highly recommend you try this because it only took me 2 hours of my time, and it's a 10 out of 10, definitely. Like always, let me know in the comments if there is a craft out there you'd like me to try. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you all in the next video.